we had the reaction to Bobby's video and then the reaction to Intersect's video. They were back to back last night. I haven't posted those yet as of recording this or, streaming this. Intersect watched my reaction to his thing back. I'm not reacting to the reacting. It's just too much going on. The conversation's over now, okay? Fine, okay, tweeted the verdict is in. Tanks are not dead. If you want to be tanky and still be threatening, go this build. He had multiple games of 170k mitigated, 70k damage. First of all, this is crazy. Process this. This isn't like, oh, yeah, we're kind of tanky. This is insane. And this is insane. Here's his build. Spectral last. He says swap out Spectral if they don't have a lot of crit. Yeah, and then evens that, man. You're telling me that tanks have to build tank items to be tanky? Wow, crazy. Okay, so like I said, I don't really feel like reacting to this, but I was interested. You guys are telling me the comments. People are basically telling me I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. So clearly, then Fine OK doesn't know what he's talking about, I guess, which is insane for the solo laners to say their leader doesn't know anything. Yeah, but I mean, like, this was what you guys brought up. Does not play. I don't play tanks 90% of the time you watch him. I'm a jungler. That's crazy, but I also play all roles. The difference is I also play all the roles in the highest rank games that exist. I also played professionally for 8 years. Process this. The jungle has to learn all the roles so they know when to gank. They know the reaction to the gank, and they know how everything plays out throughout the whole game, because the jungler, at least in Smite 1, was solo ganking for many, many, many years. I understand the roles despite not playing them just with my game knowledge. Then you add in playing pro and having to watch film and everything else and play around other players. You kind of learn these things, right? It's crazy how that works. It is insane to me to use this as an argument when I pulled up Intersect's gameplays or his match history, and he had 2 games where he built tank and they were bad builds. So in what world does my game knowledge come into question against somebody else like this? Like, if it was Fine OK, this would be a good argument. Against anyone else, this is never going to be your argument. This is not working the way that these people think it is. It's kind of crazy. You can always tell tanks are weak when people start playing mages. Okay, so quick breakdown. It's only the solo laners that think this. The other roles all think the game is good. Support is kind of mad because they think they aren't tanky, but Bobby was in my stream last night and was talking about how it comes down to other things as well, like the gold items and everything else, the gold starters. Gold starters for support. Can't speak. There's more in there, right? It's the solo laners that are babies, all right? Intersect was like diamond in Smite 1. No, I have no idea. Regardless, like I said, this argument just never works the way people think it does. Like, the washed up pro insult is insane. Like, you're saying I no longer play at the highest level, but I did. So what about the 99.9% of people that never will and never have and never can? I don't know. No, I'm not self-righteous. Condescending I can be when I think people's arguments are just absolutely based on terrible opinions and no facts. Arrogant is your choice on how you take it. If you want me to be wrong, I'm arrogant. If you think I'm right, I'm not. It's crazy how that works. I like the idea of like having a discussion, but like I said, I think Fine OK kind of killed this conversation. I think it's over. Weekend would just start getting really loud. I've had these conversations on stream before, so to like make shit up to be like, yeah, he would, is kind of weird. I have no problems having arguments based around facts. I do not enjoy or partake in opinionated arguments. It's pointless. You're not going to change someone's opinion. You're going to start throwing insults, which is what you guys did, which is crazy. Tank is literally unplayable right now. People just don't build right, dude. In Intersect's games that I looked up, he built Glad Shield here. All the solo laners that I was even arguing with were even like, that is terrible. You're going items to get mitigations, to get regen. You have high statted items for prots wise. This is prophetic though. I don't know how the fuck I mean, I guess in a good game, you're probably getting prophetic like what, 15 minutes. And then if you are fighting as a solo, you're not dying going into it with these 3 items. So I could say, and you have, yeah, you're pretty tanky at this point. I'm trolling. Anyway, back to this. But yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm unfortunately very biased. Honestly, thank you, Fine OK, for finally saying something. I'm very interested to see where this, like, how do you argue against this? I'm super interested to see. We get as the XUC of Smite. Got some dog shit takes. I really struggle with like this, and then the whole like my stream is an echo chamber, when in reality, like last night Crow was in here arguing his point, and eventually got to a point where it was pointless, but like I thoroughly enjoyed and want him to come in and say whatever, you know, he wants. My takes are based on my experience as well as what I hear in chat. I take in what people say, like Crow. It is what it is. Weekend's reaction was in such bad faith, it's insane. It takes so much or some effort to be so willingly ignorant to other people's vision on the game. Yo, all right. So opinions only go so far, all right? You can have like a feeling, like this is how I feel when I play the game, and yes, everyone's gonna have their own, but when you're talking about a game that is competitive and has a peak play point, that is what the game will always be based around. That is what balance is based around. That is what you have to view the game from. If you aren't playing the game enough to get to that point or experience it or analyze it, whatever it may be, you are gonna have this bad faith willingly. Like in my mind, you are the ignorant one in this situation. And honestly, well, I think Intersect does a lot of good content. I think his take is extremely ignorant. I think not all the solo laners, a lot of the solo laners came out of this patch and within 24 hours and 2 games played and no builds tested had an opinion. In my mind, that is bad faith. I've been taking opinions from the highest level ranked players. I'm watching my games get played. I'm looking at the history, looking at other people's games get played. I'm basing it on something and not my 2 games where I went Glad Shield second and lost. I also played like 40 games on the PTS before this patch went out. Like Edgewing just said, I played I was the only, like me and people in playing with me were the only people grinding this shit. But I'm the bad guy, of course. This is a good take. Like having between the two coming out with good constructive criticism. I can't speak tonight. This is a lot of words. All right, so I'm gonna pull this out of here. 800 hours is unfortunately not a lot of hours in a video game. I mean, it's 10, isn't it 10,000 hours that, and this is like, I don't know if the real science is there, but it's 10,000 hours to master something. Because I, along with most pros, have like 20,000 plus hours in this game. It really, really struggles. Like, it's a struggle for me to be like, oh, 800 hours, crazy. Like, I put 2,000 hours into Tarkov and I started to feel okay. I have like 5,000 hours in Apex and I've been Predator once. Like, terrible. Like, I think this means something for most people because I get if you have a job and a family, this is a lot of hours, but it doesn't mean anything in the context of you understanding the game, unfortunately. I want to add to the Weekend is saying you're cringe because you have no tank games, but dare I ask Weekend, not a tank man, how many tank games he has? This is insane because I have 2 full support games with full build, with real builds, compared to the solo laners 2 tank games with not full builds and bad builds. He has 2 tank games this patch, both of which he support, built full tank and lost. I played 4v5 because Matheria DC'd and couldn't get back into the game, and we were winning the game 4v5. I have the video of it if, you know, that's not enough proof for you. So as suggested, not building full tank isn't cringe, it's just intelligent. Dude, like, this is what's insane. Like, being attacked by people like this is crazy because you're too dense to process that my solo is level 15 at 45 minutes. My solo had 3 items at 45 minutes because he couldn't get back into the game because of the new setup. But I'm sure there was 0 actual research done and it was just, hey, I got him. And they ran off to write their comment. People like playing tank, support, or solo dislike this patch. I mean, you were going to dislike this patch. You got nerfed into the ground because you were up here and no one else was anywhere near you. So of course you're not meant to like this patch. You're meant to process that you have been rebalanced, and it is actually balanced. It's fun to watch the debate up to the end when it came to him checking ranked matches. It honestly felt like he decided to stop having a conversation on the whole topic. It just went to being insulting. No, I went to see what the experience was and where the opinion was formulated from. And I found out that it was formulated from nothing. It was formulated from a lower ranked player playing 2 ranked games. People with poor positioning hate this patch. That is extremely true. It's just like in Smite 1, dude. Smite 1, if you're out of position, you get blown up by something. You're like, oh, I don't like this. Scylla hits too hard. It's like, bro, you stood on a ward and let her free cast you, but cool. I thought it was funny to have guessed Weekend probably hasn't tried full tank yet. Yes, I have. I haven't played a ton of solo lane, but guess what? I played with solo laners building full tank. Like, what are we saying? How is this the argument to be made? Because my argument that I'm using right now, I've played in these games with full tank solos and I see how well they're doing. If we want to flip that around on an intersect, I looked through his history and I see him getting shit on with his non-tank builds in the solo lane, getting worked by tank solo laners. Like it works both ways. I don't make this shit up. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just using the information that I can find. And it's factual information. People like, we just want to be able to 1v1 tanks. No. I want to be able to play assassins and dive the backline. Bro. This is crazy. This is an echo chamber, by the way. This is what an echo chamber looks like. This is never what my comments look like on any of my videos or any of my streams. Never in my life has my content looked like this. Ever. 13, 14, 15 years in, I've never had anything look like this. This is what an echo chamber looks like. So for anyone to say I live in an echo chamber is fucking crazy. And I'm not saying this is Intersect's fault. I'm saying this is the solo community being an echo chamber. Man, I was going to the bias gets weak, and the last times I heard about the dude, it always seemed wrong and obnoxious, but damn, the just don't take damage, bro. Just don't be bad, bro, is topping it all. Brother, to decipher the, hey, you're a tank, you can't eat every auto and ability, you have to dodge some, but you can eat some, to just don't take damage, bro, just dodge, bro. Come on, man. Like, this is crazy. How did the Nemean is stupid though? I mean, it's an unengaging item and press a button, stand there and not die. Well, people, if you use it at the right time, they're saying it's a dumb item. I agree. But if you use it at the right time, you don't just stand there. No, people don't even realize you pop it. Weekend just wants to be able to kill everyone with one round of abilities without being at risk of dying himself. I'm building full damage. I can always die. What are we talking about? Bruisers should win 1v1 against assassins. Based on what? Hold on. Time the fuck out. That is not how the game should work. Hold on. Yeah, what? There's no this should automatically beat this because of, like, what? There is like a life cycle. You could look at it where, like, in Smite 1, the assassin could kill the mage if the assassin got the opener, but the mage could kill the assassin if the mage got the opener, and then the hunter could kill the mage if they were in this spot versus the mage could kill the hunter in this spot. But there's no like this person wins. That is the fact that a solo laner thinks they should just win because of their builds is the problem here. This is like what I'm saying all the time. This is crazy. Ian, whatever, I don't know why you think this. I don't know what set you up to believe this. Whoever told you this is wrong. Unfortunately for you, you need a new teacher. Talking with Weekend is not possible, considering I was watching a video and talking to myself in the video you're reacting to. That's crazy. My bad, I didn't pause and let him get his word in the next day. Weekend didn't end up bringing any new arguments against what you said in the video. Yes, I did. I literally either agreed or countered every single argument, like every single one. The video's there. This is what I'm talking about. This is echo chamber shit, bro. You can't just act like it didn't happen. Like I didn't just do this. Dude, I can't get over this. Why do people feel the need to say this? If you don't like it, why are you partaking in it? Why are you talking about it? Why is it important to you? Why did you feel the need to mention it? It blows my fucking mind. I could never be found typing shit like this on the internet. If you don't like the way I talk, don't listen, bro. It is what it is. I'm not gonna change it for you. I don't know you. I don't like you. I know nothing about you. I have no interest in you. You don't matter to me. I don't understand. You are not a part of my life. What the fuck is this? I don't understand this. If someone goes to school and studies something, graduates high in their class, then they go get their master's in the same thing, and then they go and they get a PhD in the same thing. You're talking like 8 years of school. They know everything, right? They say it about it. You're like, okay, that's true. I play the game at the highest level. I play 12 hours a day, every single day. I study the game. I did go to college, by the way. So like, I know what college is like, and I graduated. So before anyone tries to say anything, but I basically go through the same learning process and implement what I learn, and along the way win a couple times. Granted, lose a couple times. That means nothing, and I'm talking out of my ass, and I know nothing about this game. That I'll never understand it. You can't even, like, I would love to hear the argument, because I'm sure there would be nothing to be said. There's no beef at all. I just, like, if someone has an opinion, they have to be able to explain how they got there, and it has to make sense, and it has to be valuable. You can't just say, I played 2 games and tanks suck. Like, you just can't do it. I'm sorry. And like I said, fine, okay, tweeted right here saying you're all fucking wrong. Yeah, Andy, you want to play? I was gonna text you or fucking DM you. I'm just covering all these people shit talking to me real quick. There clearly is a disconnect between players on the current balance. Yeah, hunters, mages, assassins say everything feels good and right. So support say fuck solos. We want to be a little bit tankier, but we don't want solos to be tankier. And solos say we suck. We can't play tanky. And then the almighty solo lane god says you can be tanky. Here's a build. Intersect, you have top tier value for Smite. Glad to have you in the community. Weekend is the opposite. Look, I think Intersect's content is solid. Appreciate it. I think it's extremely generic. I think anyone could do it. I personally might be biased. I don't think anyone could do what I've done or get to where I have. I get it. You don't like the way I talk. You don't like that I can say that I played pro, whatever. You hate it. It bugs you. That's too damn bad. That's life. That everything's a fact that that I'm talking about. I'd say I've done infinitely more than Intersect will probably ever have the chance to do for this community from my point of view. If you don't agree, okay, cool. I could find a bunch of points and kind of like argue my side. I'd love for someone to be able to do the same, but we'll go with that. Weekend doesn't care unless he feels strong. So these takes don't shock me. This shit is even weird. It just keeps getting weirder and weirder, bro. Like, you're trying to analyze something that I don't think about this shit when I get off the game. Like when I during the day, I'm not thinking about this shit. I'm doing what I got to do at home, running errands, playing some TFT, and then taking care of my kids and hanging out with my wife. This shit is weird. I think people think this is like, I think I'm an almighty human because I play Smite game, which is fucking crazy. Your analysis is so far off. It's wild. This shit doesn't matter to me in that way at all. I have I'm passionate about the game. I have strong feelings about the game, but like, this doesn't, I don't go to the store and go to the checkout line and tell people about how strong I am at having an opinion in Smite, bro. Like, this shit doesn't matter. Once max cap on health or prots. What? I know where this came from. This came from when I was talking with Crow, and he's like, I want, talk about what they want. I'm like, well, what do you want? Do you want more prots and losing HP? Because that's how the game would work. They just gave you an extra 1500 HP. Do you want them to take that away and put some prots back? And he's started flipping it into, I want max cap on health or prots. There's no max caps on anything in Smite 2. I've never once said I really want it. There are opportunities if they want to go back to it. Sure, we could go back to Smite 1 stuff. That wouldn't matter to me, but this is just cringe. Those will never work. I'm struggling. We just played 13 years of Smite 1 with a cap on prots. I think that, I don't even know if there's a cap on any stat. They say there was one on like a movement speed or like this, and there never really was. There was like, they were saying movement speed would cap, but it never actually did. And I think they were like, fuck it. I swear. But like, this is crazy. Smite 1 had caps on everything, and it worked great. Enough where people are still playing it. I think they should make some tank characters be able to jungle. League has these options for players who don't like playing assassins in the jungle. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but then the jungle isn't the role for you. The junglers were created and the role was built to be a rotation, gank, fight, kill backline role. Like, what are we doing, bro? You want tanks in the mid lane too? Like, because that's what you're arguing indirectly. You don't even realize it. Someone has the clip of Weekend performing bad in SPL with Odin when casters laugh at him. He had very little damage dealt there. What about the clip when I won $15,000 playing in a PC LAN? Like solo, it was like 75 or whatever. What about the Xbox winning without dropping a game for a month straight? What about the second PC LAN we won? What about the online 36-0 series we had? This same game, my whole team got cooked, but you know, you guys don't talk about that because I'm the only one who matters, apparently. Can't talk about that stuff. Also, I wanna bring up, this is from season 2 of Smite 1. We just entered season 1 of Smite 2. This is 10 years ago, and you're still talking about it. Do you understand how deep down in your throat my balls are that you are gargling on? You like, this is an insane insult. 10 years ago. You live off of something from 10 years ago. Another thing was that in Smite 1, you also had totems. We didn't have totems for 10 years. Intersect, casually bringing evidence, statistics, and proof to debate while Wigan cries in the corner. Where was any, where? Analyzing gods being played and the play rate of gods means nothing because you can turn that into whatever the fuck you want. Of course, the things that were bad for months and are now good are going to get played more than the things that were OP for months and are now not OP. Like, that's common sense. It doesn't take a whole lot of brain cells to put that together. The only way that we're using that as an argument is to prove your point only. And then you won't look at any of the other statistics or any of the common sense because either you don't have it or it would make sense and you don't want to acknowledge that. It's crazy. I have no idea what this said. I learned a lot from Weekend and played in a way that I thought it was right. And he's wrong, but it always turns the opposite. I'm going to be very honest. I think if this is how you speak or write or type, nothing will help you and it's not my fault. But maybe that's just me. Hyper cringe moment from Weekend. Anyone with a brain can see that tanks have been in a bad or unstable state since... Sorry. I got nothing to say to that. I think anyone, I hope you all can process that one on your own and I don't have to say anything. I love tank bruiser junglers and many SPL players did. No, bro, no. Oh, people think because you play what's the best thing to win, you like it. Brother, I played Hun Bats for like 50 SPL games in a row to win and I hated every second of it. Are you going around telling people I loved Hun Bats? Oh, I wish if you went on the internet and said some dumb shit like this, you had to stand up in front of everybody holding your fucking shit and explain yourself. And when you can read something like this, you have to say you're sorry. My God, Weekend has so many shit takes lately. So this has to be replaced with the word fine okay because he has the same take as me. You need to replace this fucking word with fine okay. And let me know how that goes over. He's always rude. No, bro. I don't go out of my way to be super nice because I don't fucking care. If we're having some kind of argument, I do not need to be super nice to you. If I see you when we're walking into a store, I'll hold the door for you, but I'm not gonna fucking talk like a elementary school teacher to your ass and be nice fucking Miss Frizz. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Second of all, you do realize my mic won't let me actually yell? Like, I can't physically yell into my mic. It pulls down the volume, so I can't peek out. Like, I literally cannot yell anywhere near it. Like, if I raise my voice to you, you would fucking know. You don't fucking know. Andy, that shit pisses me off, bro. I'll be in there and you're like, you gotta push, but you gotta fucking finish that message back because the dude's so dumb. I don't like that. I gotta stay off my phone when I'm doing that shit. This isn't Reddit, dude. This is Intersect's YouTube's comment section. You just thought Intersect's YouTube section, the comment section, was a Reddit thread. That's how bad this shit is. I felt like tanks didn't need nerfed. This makes me hate this literally, like, I realize this is a small portion of the community, but it makes me not want to be a part of this community. It's so insane that so many adults, mainly males, can be so fucking stupid. It's embarrassing, dude. It's a fucking joke. These are not kids making these comments. If it was little kids, bro, I kind of think it was funny. And I wouldn't really have a lot to say because it's a bunch of young kids that have no life experience. These are adult 18-plus-year-olds writing this shit. This is a good first sentence. Here's a fundamental issue that's been around for most of the existence of Smite. Warriors don't fit into the rock, paper, scissors game of assassin, mage, ADC, which I basically talked about, the kind of ring around the rosy thing. Most of the time what ends up happening is there are no more assassins who are playable in the meta. So high res should either get rid of assassin. Okay. This guy went from an intelligent sentence to I wish I had never seen this. I'm not even going into that. Look at this. Look at this. If we were talking about full tank builds by going Heroism, Thebes, Prophetic, on Chile, Spectral, Oni, Spirit Robe. This isn't even the right prots, by the way. It might be for this build, but you can easily get 240 of each prot. 240 and 238. And then this has, oh wait, and then you get 40 more. So this is 260 when you're in a fight of each. 4,700 HP, 24% mitigation. Nobody responded to this. No replies, no nothing, because it's like, oh fuck, this guy's right. This guy's right. The thing is, solo laners can actually finish Prophetic. Solos trying to do it it's too much work, and I think it needs less stacks. Supports. Solos can do it because you're just running in the back line anyway. Like, you're literally just back there throwing shit out 24/7. You're rotating every second your rotation teleport is up. Like, this is actually, it is possible. American brain can't comprehend that not everybody speaks English as their first language. Then don't shit talk people in a second language. That's just general fucking like common sense. I know some Spanish. I don't go around commenting in Spanish to Spanish people and talking shit because I'm not an ignorant fuck. Americans know that. For some reason, other people don't. I don't get it. You don't understand anything else. I literally know a good amount of Spanish. My wife knows fucking French. I hear her speaking French. You sound like a dumbass, Maj. You sound like you live in the middle of fucking nowhere, have no interaction with anybody. Well, let's talk about this. Wherever you're from, you realize is like the size of one of the cities in one of our states, right? You process that, right? Like, you're acting like your culture is crazy. We have like 90, I could go next door and it's a whole different fucking universe and culture. Shut the fuck up, you dumb, ignorant bitch. You banned him as Chris talked about? Okay, well, that's insane. I don't care what would or wouldn't be playing the SPL. Anything works in casuals. So then, why would, I'm not trying to be objective because I think you're wrong. I hate people, bro. When you type stuff like this out, anything that you have an opinion on instantly becomes irrelevant. Like, this is crazy. Your solution, this has to be unbalanced, meaning it has to be stronger than everything else to work. It's such a bad fucking thing to type out or say, dude. It's not doing what you think it's doing. So then it shouldn't be in the game, is what you're saying. If everything else can be balanced but this, and you're saying it's impossible, then it shouldn't exist. Or maybe they found a way to balance it and we're right about there. That's crazy. Weekend saying you don't know what you're talking about because you have no games as full support. No, as solo tank builds. Hold on. Weekend saying you don't know what you're talking about because you have no games as full support and him only having 2. Oh, they don't even realize this. So I have more experience. This shit fucking hurts my brain. It hurts my brain so much. Oh my God, I can't do this. You know what's extra funny to me? I don't know. I'm almost done with these comments. Not one person, just like in the videos, has acknowledged effective HP as a defensive stat. I even brought up the tweet where all the breakdown was there from the employees of High Res and how it works and explained it myself. Not one of these people is intelligent enough, nor, no offense, Bobby, I'm not trying to be a dick. Bobby didn't bring it up. Intersect didn't bring it up. Everyone's just ignoring effective HP as a defensive stat. Why is that? Because from over here on my side of shit, it looks like maybe you aren't smart enough to process it. That maybe you can't do math. And at that point, maybe all your math is wrong. Maybe you never did any math and you don't understand this shit. Maybe. Just maybe. Look, Reaver is very good, but it's still like, it still doesn't change the fact that HP is an effective defensive stat. Like, backlighters spawn in the game with Kins and Reaver. And that's the, like, we're playing Conquest. We're playing a 5v5 game, okay? If someone goes Reaver or goes Kins, then guess what? Your jungler is in a better position for that rock, paper, scissors game you talked about us playing earlier in these comments to win that match, to win that matchup. They have an item that basically isn't good against us. Crazy. Guess what? Secondary thought here. It's mainly the supports that are building the hyper HP items, right? The Thebes, shit like that. So the solo laner is also in an advantage against those people. I played a game last night where I played Vulcan mid. My Soul Reaver would tick for 3 or 4 times for 100 on the support and for 42 on the solo laner. And that's like a better solo lane build. That's not even like the final K build. So with the mitigations, it would be even lower. At some point, bro, if we're gonna make these arguments, you guys gotta acknowledge the level of intelligence that you sit at, and if you're even in like the conversation. I'm not. See, here's the difference too. I didn't base anything off of just my play. I used the experience I had playing it, which isn't a lot. I base it off of the high level players in my games doing it, which for some reason both Bobby, Intersect, and every one of these comments don't want to do. They don't want to go look at Fine OK. They don't want to look at Snatty. They don't want to look at any of the higher ranked players that are playing this shit. A little crazy. Someone on Reddit said they want Thebes to be able to be built in solo lane. I've seen people build it in solo lane. That's what's even a little crazier, but yeah. Bobby, and I heard Fine OK said he doesn't like it. This didn't age very well. I mean, he might not like it, but he's acknowledging that you can be a tank. I know many jungle mains pissed they can't play chalk jungle because Bruiser's so OP. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what he just said. 29 minute mark. Inter said he wants 300 prots plus some health. For the sake of the argument, let's say you pick Guan Yu. If you build Sundering Axe, Thebes, Leviathan, Oni, and Spirit Robe, hide the Nemean Line, and Stampede, you'll be sitting at 4,500 HP. That's 2,000 plus health from base. FYI. 234 physical, 146 magical. When CC'd Spirit Rose procs for 40 of each. This is a low magical build. You can hit 240 of each. I've gone in game and done it. That's 274 physical, 186 magical. Guan Yu steals 3 prots. Okay, so he's using Guan Steel as a part. So he's basically saying you can get to 300 physical if you wanted, and you're gonna have 2,000 bonus HP. Decent argument, but not really what I would use. I don't like how you compare Smite 2 prots to Smite 1. The game feels generally different, and items are different. Yeah, that's somewhat true. I mean, there's still comparisons to be made. He said 240 prots, not 260. He also said 1,500 HP to 1,600, not 1,700. Okay, I don't even want to get into this. You speak clearly and fairly for all roles, as we're in a solo lane echo chamber. Okay, yeah, what the fuck, bro? All right, I'm gonna throw something out there. I really hope that these commenters somehow hear this. Because you make content alone does not make you a figurehead or a person of immense knowledge or someone who knows what they're talking about. There's a weird gap that gets filled by viewers, spectators, and content creators. That jump gets made by you guys that because they've been successful at some point, they know what the fuck they're talking about. Sadly, that's not true. It doesn't work in any, like, it's not how it is in any field. You have to look at the history of the person, what they've done, where they've been, what they've acknowledged, you know, all that stuff, what they've learned, what they've been able to do with that. I personally really value the highest level, like, not ranked players, the highest level ranked players that also show that they understand the game. The highest level pro players, when they have an opinion, those are things that I value. The coaches that coached and proved that they knew what they were talking about, those are what I value. I find zero value in anyone who's playing gold, silver, plat, diamond, stuck in Obsidian that says they understand the game. I know that is an elitist opinion for some people. I think it's kind of the standard. I do it in every game I play. I go play TFT. I'm looking up the best players, ones that are winning. I'm following what they're saying. I go play Apex. I look at what the best players, the pros are using weapon-wise, how they're positioning. No, Tito, your opinion is dog shit. Yeah, so that's where I stand. If you find that you're fulfilled by the ignorance of not processing that maybe the person you're listening to doesn't actually know what they're talking about, don't put that on me. Calling me names and shit is weird because I don't do that to people that randomly. You come talk shit to me, like, I'm gonna do it back. But yeah, Weekend obviously loves the update. He wants to do big ungo bungo damage solo. Anyone? I'm gonna show you guys something. Hopefully he's got the same Twitter. Rico lives 1166. Please tell me it's the same. It's not the same Twitter. Okay, so I know this guy's logo. He tweets me every day about how he is in elo hell and it's the game's fault and how matchmaking sucks. He's tweeted me every day since I think season 9 of Smite, basically around, I think it's season 10 or season 9 when I started elo hell. So that's the type of person that is making these comments, just so you guys know. Apparently Intersect doesn't play tanks either because we looked up his match history and he had 2 tank games where he got to 2 bad items and lost. Tanks were not one-shotting and were not unkillable. He says, as he acknowledges in his video, Weekend is reacting to, that there was a tank meta in the game is complete cognitive dissonance. What does he think a tank meta, which he acknowledges existed, is if it's not tanks being... I don't... Hey, it's a Chris video. Oh, is this Ares 100 to zeroing him? I don't know. It sounded kind of quiet. He doesn't even need to ult. If he could have autoed him, he would have won. Like, he didn't even need to ult here. Like, the ult was just a guaranteed. And that's a decent player. It's a higher ranked player. Ares, bad example. Dude, what is this? In the same comments that are like, Weekend doesn't prove a point, this guy proves a point, and you just say, bad example. Nah, I don't see it. Nope, doesn't exist. I don't see it. No. Ares us his ability through the pillar while circling so Honor couldn't. Yo, this is crazy, man. This is, I would love for a psychologist, someone who studied this shit, to explain this to me. If someone had a fucking degree, had a license, and could come in and break down YouTube comments with me, it might change my entire life, because this is fucking insane to me. My entire existence of my life is common sense based. I am not book smart based. I graduated college. I barely pay attention. My wife is the opposite. She's extremely book smart. I am not. The common sense hits or miss, right? I can't process this, dude. These are not counter arguments that you think they are. Like, clip doesn't matter because we don't see the build of On Her. So my entire argument is that solos are good if you build correctly. You use that as an argument right here, but I'm a dumbass. I'd be fine with that, John, to be honest. You think a tank should be able to kill the ADC at all stages? Dude, I just don't understand, bro. The thing is, I'm not even an ADC main or a mid main. ADCs aren't mids or junglers. Mids aren't ADCs or junglers. And all of us are like, yo, game feels right. Like, we can kind of kill tanks, but they can still kill us. Tanks are like, no, we can't. No, sir. Clip of them doing it. That's a bad example. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. My opinions have always been horrendous. I'm gonna be very straightforward. I heavily input my opinions into the past like 3 patches. And in my opinion, mid's opinions, ADC's opinions, the game's the best Fates it's been. Solos hate it. Supports aren't happy, but aren't far off. They have an actual explanation for what they want. But my opinions suck. Okay. He is loud. My bad. Turn the volume down? Like, what? Also, is there a chance that maybe he turned his volume up so I'm even loud? Like, once again, my mic doesn't let me go above a certain decibel. Like, I can't be louder. I can see the volume. It peaks, oddly enough, for me at -10 dBs. That is my peak volume on OBS. Which obviously isn't accurate. It's higher, but it literally can't. I can't yell at you guys. I would love to sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Weekend acts like protection auras are still a thing in Smite 2. No, because they put the defenses on the characters because there are no more auras. That's why everyone has between 70 and 80 base prots. You dumb fucking piece of shit. I want to see this. Which opinion? You keep talking about this. No real junglers want to play tank. That is the difference. You guys keep saying, well, what about the tank junglers? What about no, we don't want to play that shit. While this is correct, that is an opinion. When you sign up to be a jungle main, you sign up knowing it's assassin's full damage. So it is my opinion, I'm basing it off of what everyone signed up for, when you sign up for the job of jungle. I did not sign up to be a full fucking tank jungler. It's boring as fuck. I did it. I won with it professionally. It's boring. It's terrible. It is no fun. It's lower skill. No thank you. All my opinions, by the way. I'm not reading all that. Too long. My experience does not fit with the Intersect experience or what he is saying. I play supports with the time. I go tanky very often. Usually everything over 270 procs at around 300 HP. I don't think that's accurate. With procs, he's probably sitting that high, but he's basically saying he's enjoying the game. Final guy doesn't like the changes, but he admits that you could be tanky. Crazy. The mid laner commenting... This meta is not jungle focused at all. I've not heard one person say junglers are OP. I've only heard the only OP at the moment that anyone has said is ADCs. So this is crazy. This is insane. Like, I don't know what more I can do. I don't like Weekend, but he's right. Apparently you can't fucking spell either, bitch. He's saying he doesn't know how to build. A little bit of common sense kicking in for somebody. Crazy echo chamber response. I don't, do people think I'm trying to make them like me? I've built my entire career off of being myself. So when people say this shit, are you assuming I'm gonna change after 13 years of hyper, in my mind, Smite community wise, hyper success? I'm just gonna change it and not keep doing what I've been doing. I don't follow with these. This is like the 40th comment of this shit. I'm not meant to be for everybody. Everyone isn't meant to be. There are so, like, I think Shroud is the most boring stream I've ever fucking opened in my entire fucking life. But motherfucker has 30,000 people watching it. All my friends think the same thing, that he's boring as fuck, but he's a hyper successful streamer. And I'll go around commenting about it because it's just fucking weird. As an intersect sub, I'm leaning towards weekend on this one. Tanks are a little weak and will probably be buffed in the near future. I don't think it's as big of a deal. Yeah, I mean, tanks are crying too much. That's crazy. I think there's a disconnect too. People think the term bruiser, which first of all is fairly new to be thrown around the Smite community the way it is now. You are absolutely not supposed to kill somebody in like 3 seconds just because you're now a bruiser. Okay, let's make sure that's understood by this group of people. I did not like Weekend. He is correct though. I think it's a skill level issue. He did not like this response. I haven't seen him respond to anything, not one thing. What's also crazy is when I make content based around someone else's content, I try to do my best to go through, and if people are like name calling and shit talking those content creators, I try to like basically say that person's wrong, dumb, whatever, and explain why, or just call him an idiot and tell him to shut the fuck up. It's crazy. I've had a ton of issues in my 13 years of Smite content with other content creators because none of them do that. None of them. I used to host people. I hosted Adapting one time. Keep in mind, I like Adapting. Adapting's cool. Whatever. Hosted Adapting one time. He let people shit talk me in a stream. You've been doing it. You're just openly allowing people to say whatever the fuck they want in here. Clearly, you're reading the comments because this guy said something you didn't like and you finally responded. So this is, while people don't like me for whatever reason, I'm slowly losing more and more respect for you, Intersect, as a content creator because you aren't doing a very good job of maintaining your community. Like, you're not doing it at all, to be honest. Weekend's peak SR was 5,100. Mine was 4,700. I played like 50 games. And I had like a 68% win rate to peak at 5,100. So this is like the 10th time, Intersect, that you pull a statistic without giving the whole background to prove your point. You're using numbers to prove a point. There's a thing about statistics. You can always use statistics to prove your point, whichever side you're on. It is always possible. The thing is, when someone will bring in all points of statistics to prove their point, those are the people you have to listen to, not this. This is crazy. If this is you saying you're the same skill level as me, you're a fucking joke. You are an extreme fucking joke. This is crazy that you said this. Because this is what you're alluding to without saying it. I'm sure you go, I don't think that. This is you alluding to you thinking you're almost as good as me. There's no world. I don't care if it's my ego speaking. There's no fucking world in my mind you're fucking anywhere near my skill level. It's not even a fucking question. If I ever see this again, we're going to go into a real breakdown of statistics. Because this is crazy. This is like, we're at the point now where it's just disrespectful and someone disrespected you and you couldn't handle it. His opinion is not valid, unfortunately. This is not a pick me moment. This is not a everyone matters moment. Opinions have levels to them. And unfortunately, his is based on, I don't know what. I'm going to be honest. You can't show a full tank build with Bluestone. I mean, you could, but yeah, okay. All right. That was fun until it wasn't. On to the next. Thank you, Find OK, for the tweet, by the way.